Recorded Books Incorporated presents an unabridged recording of Spineless Wonders by Richard Conniff, narrated by Richard M. Davidson. This work is copyrighted 1996 by Richard Conniff. This recording is copyrighted 1998 by Recorded Books Incorporated. We humans have a word for the feeling, whether actual or imagined, of bugs crawling over our skin. That word is formication, and Richard Conniff thinks that the sensation, with its implied sense of horror and fascination, is something that many of us actually crave. A journalist with a love of natural history, Conniff has been in contact with invertebrates for more than 20 years, visiting with tarantulas on the upper Amazon, dragonflies in Arizona, squid in Florida, and flies on the rim of his beer glass. In this work, subtitled Strange Tales from the Invertebrate World, he reveals discoveries about the extraordinary habits and idiosyncrasies of the moth, the leech, the ant, and the slime eel that are opening new frontiers in the exploration of our natural universe. And now, Spineless Wonders.
Introduction. The Joy of Formication. It was late on a Friday afternoon, not long ago in the American Southwest. I was out reporting on behalf of a well-known American magazine, together with a crew from an equally well-known British television company. We had spent the past 5 days attempting to observe large hostile wasps stinging and parasitizing large, hairy tarantulas. We tried to get them to do it indoors and outdoors, with big animals and small, with artificial burrows and with real ones, down which our favorite wasp disappeared and never returned, as if it had struck up a friendship with the tarantula, or a small card game in conspiracy against the ludicrous human beings overhead. It's of course also possible that the tarantula had turned the tables and eaten the wasp. In the 90-degree heat, under the cloudless sky and unfiltered desert sun, wasp and tarantula had reduced us by Friday afternoon to a state of gibbering hilarity. We placed the tarantula down an artificial burrow out amid the saguaro and the scrubby creosote bush. Our wasp waited impatiently in an upside-down, 2-gallon plastic jar with the lid off. To calm the wasp, we draped a dark cloth over the jar and the adjacent tarantula hole. Then we all got into position. The producer put up his green, blue, and white golf umbrella to shade the scene of battle. The cameraman knelt down, and the assistant producer advised him that if he backed up a foot, he was liable to be molested by a cholla cactus, possibly losing focus. When everything was ready, the producer whisked the cloth covering off the jar, like a magician removing a tablecloth. Then he moved the jar and the wasp directly over the tarantula hole. All of us held our breaths. The wasp went down the hole, but no tarantula came surging out to defend itself. "Let's give it a minute," someone said, and we waited with reaffirmed purposefulness. Nothing happened. Finally, the assistant producer looked up and said, "Why is there a tarantula hanging in that bush over there?" All of us lifted our heads and turned. It was our tarantula, flicked away on the cloth in a daring attempt at aerial escape. The spider gods were against us. It was at this precise moment, as I knelt in the middle of the desert, at the tail end of a miserably hot week spent not merely studying invertebrates, but also being made a fool by them, that it dawned on me what had become of my life. I let out a sob. Or wait, maybe it wasn't that day at all. Maybe it was the moment in the border country of northern England when I found myself running across a farm where the sheep were spread out like gravestones on the misty hillside, cradling in my hands a wriggling, cold lump of 133
Sample complete. Ready to continue?